And just like that, I'm home. Wow. Let's switch cameras to my actual camera. There we go. Hi guys, Mr. Rufflewaffles here. What a weird time this has been. My memory of the last several weeks is still pretty hazy. But I mean, just getting home here and seeing that on my whiteboard tells me something. And I mean, I've been trying to piece things together in my head, and it is hard to follow. Like, there's a lot of gaps in my memory right now. I actually looked up the start of the video that I just posted, and there's like a message in there about like not answering my questions. And I guess that means that you guys aren't allowed to kind of explain what's gone on here as well. So I think I'm just going to be in the dark while my memory comes back, or what little of it is not irrevocably lost comes back. But it seems like in the meantime, I'm just going to sort of be rooting around in the dark a little bit. But it's been a wild couple of weeks. I've got some memories of what happened. Like, it's not like I've forgotten it entirely. I mean, I was looking at my camera roll a little bit on my phone, and I mean, there's some weird stuff in there. There's some really weird stuff in there. So I know that you guys can't answer my questions, but like, what the hell's happened since I've been gone? I feel like it's been a while. Like, I got a tan, and I feel like a lot has transpired in the last couple of weeks that I've not really been keeping up with. So I guess the biggest sort of focal point of all is that I got invited to Treyarch. I got to play Black Ops 6 Zombies early. Like, that actually happened. There was, I don't know, maybe a 45-minute play session. There was a little bit of talking with the devs. And it was my first time being back at the Treyarch studio in 5 years, something like that. And in that 5-year interim, I've been basically aired by the Treyarch team. I've not been invited out to their events. I've not been invited to their reveals. I've not been invited to their creator Zoom calls, bar one or two more recently. But it's been a lot of silence. And so it's exciting that maybe that silence is ending. Maybe. But I think that there's a lot of discussion to have on that particular topic, and I won't dive into it all in today's video. But it's at least a step in the right direction, eh? We can say that. I can say that confidently. It is a step in the right direction, and I'm really grateful to have been invited to it. That is absolutely true. Now, what I want to kind of focus on maybe in this video is the fact that now that I'm kind of in the loop, or at least partly in the loop, I don't feel like I'm fully in the loop, but at least partly in the loop, it puts me in a bit of a weird position, actually. Because in the past 5 years, because there's not been this like Activision voice in my ear, they've just left me alone. It's meant that I've just done whatever I want, right? And I've been very able in moments where people have doubted my character or my sincerity or my judgment or whatever. I've been very able to be like, well, I'm clearly not getting paid by Activision because they just ghost me all the time, right? Like, that's been a very easy thing for me to say over these past few years because it's been the totally honest truth. We're now entering a sort of weird area where I don't intend to pull my punches in any way. I don't intend to really change my behavior in any way. I don't intend to be more positive or more negative or more this or more that just because I got invited to a Treyarch event. Like, that would not be in line with my character. That would not be in line with my morals. That wouldn't be in line with the values that I sort of hold as a person, right? As a business that has grown in this space over the last 15 years, and just as a human being. It wouldn't make sense to me. But I recognize that now that I've been invited, I am entering the territory that many other YouTubers have been in for donkey's years, which is that essentially, anytime I'm positive about the game, people will accuse me of just being secretly paid, which obviously doesn't happen. And they'll say, yeah, I'm just shilling it to maintain my relationship with Activision, which is so ironic because I haven't had one for so long. But that accusation will be leveled at me now, I'm sure, many times over the following 12 months. Anytime I say anything positive. Equally, anytime I say anything negative, there will be similarly sort of low IQ kind of takedowns of my character and my honesty and things like that. Like, I know it's going to happen. I know that in a weird way, re-entering the fold with Treyarch opens a new can of worms for me. And it's one that I want to have an honest conversation with you guys about amongst all of my videos that I'll be making over the next 24, 48 hours and the coming days and weeks. about impressions and opinions and breakdowns, amongst all of that stuff, I wanted to just chat with you guys and say, like, we also need to sort of have a meta conversation about the fact that I will be making opinion-based content, and I now have a freshly delivered conflict of interest that was not there for 5 years, right? It just was not present. I don't think it's a conflict of interest that is going to make any difference, but I seek honesty and seek to be as real with you guys as I possibly can through all my content. And it would be sort of flying in the face of that to not at least have one video being like, yeah, this is a conflict of interest in some way, right? Now, in terms of what the kind of conflict is there, I think that really calling it a conflict of interest is probably going a bit far. I'm exaggerating a little maybe. It's more just that there is a new bias to contend with in the system, right? It would make sense for me, for the sake of my business interests, let's say, to maintain my relationship with Activision as best I can, because then I get to play the game early, right? I get access to things. It's not a payment sort of bias ever. It's always just access to things that I wouldn't otherwise have access to, such as hands-on with the game for 45 minutes a couple months before release. Or it's being able to chat with the devs and get a little bit of a feel for what they're thinking for the overall kind of goal with the mode this year, and just being better prepared as a result. Like, it's sort of soft things like that, but it's still beneficial, right? So there's bias in that direction. Something that is worth noting is that it's not the only change that happens. There's also the negative of the fact that everyone starts calling me a shill instantly as soon as it happens, right? That's inevitable. There's also the fact that if I'm working with Activision, presumably it's a two-way street where Activision has to put up with my crap, but similarly, I have to put up with their crap, right? So when Activision comes along and says, okay, Milo, you're working on this really cool thing, please don't post it at this time. I mean, this is a hypothetical. This is not a real example. I'm just sort of giving you guys a feel for what I'm saying here. Or like, we really don't want people to cover this part of this, right? Like maybe they show me something early. They're like, we really don't want you to cover this part of it. In a world where I have no external influence on my creative process, where I have none at all, I do all the hell I want, right? Whereas if I'm working with a company and they're showing me something early, but they're saying, don't talk about this thing, obviously I need to not talk about the thing, right? That's just like basic, whether it's an NDA that I've signed, whether it's an embargo that I'm sort of following the rules of, or whatever. There's a little bit of influence there, right? There's a little bit of creative influence. And so one of the things I want to make as clear to you guys as I possibly can is that my intention is very much to not let any kind of outside influence or meddling affect my content in any way. Because again, that wouldn't be me, right? I have literally no interest in just dancing a dance for a company and not being able to speak my mind. I have no interest in it at all. And so for the inevitable accusations that come my way, I think that hopefully we can look back to this video and say, hold on, actually, Milo's not really interested in that. Milo's going to keep kind of doing what Milo does, which is just leveling with you guys and telling you guys the truth as much as I'm able, right? So I wanted to make this video basically to address this head on. It's a good thing. Like, don't get me wrong. This is a moment of celebration. It's just that, again, because I'm me and I have this ruthless and sometimes maybe ill-advised need to cover all the bases and add the nuance and add the disclaimers and the disclosures and give you that honest lifeline into my, lifeline, wrong word, but honest kind of pathway into my brain to know what's going on in here and what I'm thinking about with regards to my content and my business and my relationships with these companies, etc. As part of that, I just felt like it was important to have a conversation. Yeah, I'm back, at least to some extent, in the fold. And I say to some extent because I don't have a COD Next invite, for example. Yeah, I think that things in the last several weeks would have probably been a bit different if I did have a COD Next invite. Some of the way that I am approaching coverage of the content that they released a couple of days ago, right, from our preview of the game where we obviously played it, etc., and they gave us gameplay to make videos with. My coverage there is going to be a bit different because I don't have a COD Next invite. Like, I'm approaching things a bit differently. But yeah, I'm not invited. So it's weird. It's weird. But it is what it is. Can't have it all, I guess. Baby steps, like I said. And I will continue to do what I think I do pretty well. Forgive me if you think I'm being egotistical here, but hear me out. What I think I do pretty well is I think I am in a pretty good place right now for holding Activision accountable when they mess up, and then also acknowledging when things are good in zombies and praising those things accordingly. I think that as things stand right now, I'm in a pretty good area. I think I've found some pretty good balance. And I intend to maintain that balance. That is my overall number one goal, right? If I lose that, I lose your trust, and what the hell am I making content for at the end of the day? Like, I really value how much you and I have grown up together over the years, really, in many ways, and how you hopefully have some feeling at this point that I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you how I think it is. Whether that aligns with your opinion or not is a different thing. I think that often we agree, right? I think that's probably fair. But you can at least be confident that I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on stuff, right? And it's super important for me to maintain that. I want to continue to have that relationship with you guys. So all that's to say, I'm home. I've got some catching up to do. I've missed a lot on the internet in the past while, so I've got to digest that stuff and figure out what I've missed. Last time I was away from the internet for 9 months, I sang a song about it. I literally took a song out of Hamilton and I rewrote some words and I had a little "what did I miss" moment. Not gonna do that this time, but I'm gonna try and catch up with things. And the most important, highest priority for me now is to record some impression stuff. It's to try and get as much of that impressions content, some whiteboard videos. I'll have to obviously clean off everything that's on there. Super weird. But I'll make some whiteboard videos probably in the next few days. I'm going to be posting just a bunch of zombies-focused stuff. So you can look forward to those. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss them, obviously. And hopefully you've enjoyed this very strange, quite confusing little window of content that I've been posting over the last however long. Hopefully you've enjoyed the videos, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
What's up, guys? It's Sam and Colby.
We're going to be spending the next 50 hours in Gettysburg investigating the 3 most haunted houses on the most haunted battlefield in the world. Starting with the most active one, the Farnsworth House, where it's rumored that 16 spirits roam the halls.
Then we're going to go to the most tragic one, the Ginny Wade House, where the only civilian death of the entire battle occurred.
Then finally, the darkest one, the Orphanage, where literal deals with the devil were made in the basement.
And speaking of the basement, FaZe Rug said he was going to stay there alone tonight.
I did not say that, but we in Pennsylvania with it.
Yeah! Let's go, Gettysburg!
So happy to be here.
We got him back along with Amanda the Medium.
so excited.
I'm not doing anything alone, right?
I thought you said you were staying there literally tonight.
No, that's not happening. Let's all just have a fun time. This is a nice group right here. We'll stick together. We'll have each other's back.
Yeah, we're never gonna leave you alone for sure. The entire video.
You like our friendship?
Well, no, we're gonna be safe because Amanda here is a medium. Is that correct?
I am, unfortunately.
For the people that don't know, what
Yeah.
do you do or see?
I mean, from the time I was very young, I used to draw spirits. When I grew up, I started speaking to them, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Gettysburg was the home of the bloodiest conflict on American soil and the turning point of the American Civil War. This war, which lasted from 1861 to 1865, was the most traumatic event in U.S. history. 620,000 people died, 2% of the entire U.S. population at the time.
This battle was so devastating that it created the spiritualist movement because of so many people trying to contact their dead loved ones. Yes, that means Ouija boards and ghost hunting in general may have all stemmed from the Battle of Gettysburg. Crazy thing about this Battle of Gettysburg is they say that it might have started the spiritualism movement entirely. Because of how many people died, everybody was trying to do seances to contact their loved ones.
Yeah, like literally ghost hunting, contacting their dead, Ouija boards, all of that might have started because of this battlefield.
It's kind of sweet, you know, they're trying to contact family members and...
That is true. It's not all bad.
But most of it is. Most of it's like horrifying.
If you think about it, if this was the start of trying to contact ghosts, our YouTube channel only exists because of Gettysburg. Whoa. Like and subscribe.
Exactly.
Let's get in there. And this war all boils down to slavery, where the South wanted to expand it because they were dependent on slave labor, and the North wanted to abolish it. The Northern Union beat the Southern Confederates at the Battle of Gettysburg, which was a turning point and ultimately led to the victory of the Union at the end of the Civil War.
7,000 soldiers were killed in a matter of 3 days in Gettysburg. The sight of the aftermath was absolutely horrifying. Picture piles of bodies, limbs scattered everywhere, with blood flowing through the rivers. These terrifying events created psychic trauma that still haunts this town to this day. From July 1st through 3rd, 1863, both Confederate and Union soldiers overtook the town of Gettysburg and used houses for sniper nests and field hospitals. The Farnsworth Inn was one of the houses during the battle that was converted into a sharpshooter nest by the Confederate soldiers. You can even see bullet holes on the side of the house where Union soldiers were trying to shoot at the snipers in the attic. After the battle, this house became a field hospital where they would store the dead bodies in the cellar.
Farnsworth House. Dun 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 dun. Hey man,
How do you open the door?
dude, you gotta knock, bro. That's a cannon knocker.
Oh!
That's sick.
You're right.
Whoa, ghost! Just kidding. Hello? Hello, Cindy.
A young boy just walked upstairs,
Wait, what?
like right off the bat.
Immediately?
He was right here, probably on this step when we walked in, and just turned and walked up.
All right, well, it's starting already. Nice. Do you guys have reports of children spirits here?
Yes.
Oh, great!
Little boy?
Yes.
Jeremy.
Oh my God, Jeremy!
There was a little boy that was run over by a cart out front. A lot of people have a lot of experience with Jeremy.
With a total of 16 spirits here, the most active one of the house is named Jeremy, an 8-year-old boy who accidentally got run over by a carriage. Jeremy's father carried him into the nursery where he died, which is now known as the Sarah Black Room.
Who was the previous owner?
We're already getting the children's spirits, but apparently there are 16 spirits that roam these
this
halls
small home?
in this tiny little home.
What?
But I would say if there is a little kid spirit already running upstairs, maybe we go explore that first.
Go chase him.
That makes him feel comfortable.
Chase Jeremy.
Come here, Jeremy.
Whoa, hey, yo. That's not how we catch spirits, bro.
So it's 30 stories?
Oh my God. Wait, it's a lot bigger.
It looks like a mini tiny hotel.
Yeah, like a bed and breakfast or something.
Look at this depressing painting.
All the little kids are crying.
Over their dead bunny.
Oh God, wait, that's a weird sign.
Why are these walls so tiny?
And why are the hallways like this? It's so strange. Like, what?
Oh my God, dude. Are we in like the Winchester house or something?
Oh,
where are we?
What?
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy's room. Let's go.
You think he ran up to his
This is where he
room?
was coming. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
No idea it was upstairs.
Wow.
So scary.
What? Oh my God, Jeremy right there. That's so creepy.
Jeremy had a TV back in the
Is this a
1800s.
picture?
Oh shit. Wait, what? Oh,
That's
whoa.
exactly what he looked like.
What?
I wonder if that's really him. He had looser pants.
I would assume.
The fact that we walked straight to his room and then you saw what he looked like?
We got let into here.
That's crazy.
Is that Jeremy's girlfriend?
Let's go, Jeremy.
Playing a violin.
Okay, Jeremy, let's get it. Dude, I loved this book growing up.
Where the wild things are.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this kind of looks like Walt.
The sniper?
The sniper. Because he was supposed to be like a ginger in the attic.
There was a Confederate snipe shooter that took over this house and was an addict. Speaking of, we can go to the attic.
An addict?
Attic? Like A-T-T-I-C.
He was an addict?
He was in the attic?
Wait, so is this actually what his room looked like, or obviously they like renovated it and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like it should be in the 1860s.
Yeah, it looks really old.
No offense, Jeremy. We like your room.
Dude, I swear I had bed sheets